Hey guys, Mika here, and I'm bringing you an exquisite looking tenor Mya Moe custom ukulele. And here on the front, back, and sides, you have extremely beautiful and curly mango or master grade curly mango wood. And with mango wood, it's such a unique piece of wood to use on instruments. It's kind of like koa or curly koa. You never know what you're gonna get. It's always unique from batch to batch, from wood to wood, and it's hard to find duplicates of the same looking pieces of wood with mango. As you can see here, you can just see how much different things are going on with the dimensions, the color, the curl. Like right here, you can see like the orange, the big dark orange lines, and then within the orange, you can see kind of shot like little shots of yellow or streaks of yellow hidden within the lines. Here on the back, you can see a little more clearly. Here, you can see a little like that lighter orange or yellow right here, but just the streaks of like really dark orange with the other colors, a lighter color wood. It's just so nice. Even here on the sides, you just never know what kind of streaks of colors you're gonna get. And then even on this side, this one, you see a lot of the orange and the yellow. So it's very beautiful. It's so unique, and it catches your eye. It's definitely something that you're gonna do a second look. You're gonna do a second take when you look at this instrument. And I've played a lot of mango instruments or curly mango instruments, and this one it's one of the top that I've seen in my playing days of just sampling instruments. This is a true beauty in terms of the book matching, so like how like linear it looks, or how much it lines up in the middle, and then with how it lines up, the curls are so nice wide curls, and again just the colors and the curls on the sides just so big, and it stands out so much along with all of the different colors in the mango wood. So extremely beautiful. Now aesthetically, it's paired really nicely with the bloodwood here on the front and the back binding. So nice color contrast, and you even have the bloodwood here on the side of the fretboard, running up the fretboards. Right here, we have a rosewood bridge. We have a Macassar ebony fretboard. And then speaking of fretboard, this ukulele comes with a radius fretboard, and it is quite obvious. It's definitely a radius fretboard. And for me personally, I love radius fretboard. I really do believe that it makes a difference. And the reason for that is if if you look at your finger, it's kind of hard to make your finger straight. Sometimes we take it for granted, but if we were to really relax our finger, it wants to be kind of bent like this and curved. Now, when you apply that to making like a bar chord on a ukulele, it's just so much easier to be able to make a bar chord on a radius because there's the natural curvature on the fretboard. So when I make a bar chord, it just feels more comfortable for me as a player. And the number one thing to me when you're playing an ukulele or when you're playing any instrument, you want to feel good when you're playing an instrument. You want to feel comfortable. You don't want to be sore. You don't want your hands to be cramping, or if your hands are sensitive, you don't want to play for 10 minutes and then your hands sore. Put down the instrument, and then you look at the instrument and you're reminded, oh, that instrument's hard to play. But this instrument is set up so well action-wise. The strings are low to the fret, but it's not buzzing, so that's what you want for a good balanced instrument in terms of the setup. It's set up really well. So it's really easy to hold these bar chords. It's easy to hold, trickier chords like this, A minor 7 or this A7 chord. So playability wise, it feels really nice, really easy to play. I could see myself playing this for hours without my hands getting sore. Now as for sound, yeah, this thing packs a punch. I mean, this thing really punches through. I love it. I mean, just listen to that A string. Even on the E string, the C string sings so beautifully. Some of the things that I look for in a really high quality ukulele is the sustain, whether you're hearing the sustain of a single plucked note, or if you're hearing the sustain of a chord when you play all the strings at once. What I like to look for is when you strum or pick a note, you don't want the note to just fall off a cliff, right? You kind of want to have a natural progression or a natural kind of decay in sound. So when I strum or when I play a chord like this, you can hear it slowly falling off rather than just like that, right? So even when I'm plucking a note like on the C string, it pretty much rings forever. It takes a long time for the note to die out. So it makes a really high-end sound for this ukulele. Now, another thing that I like to look for in an ukulele is note separation, and making sure that when I pluck each individual note across the fretboard or across the strings, none of the notes get muddied out or gets kind of dampened out by one another. You want to be able to hear every single note crystal clear. Nothing gets muddied out. Whether I'm holding, a chord, let's say on the 10th and 12th fret, every single note is very clean. And again, so when you pair clean notes with really good sustain, you just get a really nice sound overall. You can hear every single note ring out. And then again with the natural decay, it just sounds so nice. Even when you're playing up here on the 15th fret, it just punches through. It's so nice. Now the last thing I want to talk about is the balance of the instrument. So with this instrument, I love how there's a very pronounced low end. So the low end meaning from these top two strings, like what does this sound like? Is there kind of a depth to it, or is it kind of a shallower sound? This ukulele packs a punch on the lower spectrum too, or the lower sound spectrum. So much so that when you pluck it, you can feel that vibration of that low G string against your body. So you know like this thing has a really strong resonance. It sings for you. You don't even have to play that hard. And it just sings. Now when I'm plucking the A string, again with the sustain, it's just super beautiful. But you can definitely hear the A string. You can hear everything balanced. So on the high end, you can have crystal clear notes, but then on the lower side of the sound spectrum, it's also very pronounced too. So now you have really good on this side for the highs, really good on this side for the lows. You have an excellent sustain, good note separation, and that's what really makes a high quality ukulele. So by those standards, this is a very high quality ukulele because it checks all of the boxes that I would look for in a very, very good sounding ukulele. It's also a very beautiful ukulele. So if you're looking for both to check off those boxes, this is your instrument. So, and even more so, if you want an instrument that you can go ahead and just start jamming right off the bat, it comes with the pickup installed already. So all you have to do is buy that 1/4 inch instrument cable, buy an amp, and you're ready to go play at every function in your neighborhood or at a baby shower. You can go ahead and use this ukulele to play at those little parties. So although with how loud this instrument is and how much this thing projects, you might not even need to plug it in. You can just go acoustic. It just sings for you so easily. So the last thing I want to mention about this ukulele before I forget is that you guys might have noticed already, but this ukulele does have a cutaway. And just like a quick little something for you guys to know is that this is a Venetian cutaway. There's only two main types of cutaways for the ukuleles. There's a Venetian cutaway, which is what this instrument has. And you can tell it's a Venetian cutaway because it's rounded and it doesn't curl up like a hook, right? So it's kind of just flat and then it'll kind of sink down, and it's rounded so you can hit it and it won't stab you. Right, so this is a Venetian cutaway, and the other cutaway will hook up like a fish hook. So that's how you can tell. So if you see that, you know that's a Florentine cutaway. Well, this is a Venetian cutaway. So now every time you see a cutaway on a ukulele, you'll know if it's a Florentine or a Venetian cutaway. So without further ado, here is a sound sample of me having fun on this awesome instrument. So hope you guys like it. And this is what the instrument will sound like with a little bit of strumming.